Hello, NCBCA coaches and viewers, I guess. We're going to be doing a podcast today just discussing recruiting the first couple days, a few commits, a few closed 5 stars. So we're going to be getting into that and discussing it. So how's it going, Marcus?
I'm doing all right. I've got some comments for the guys I've already committed. I'm looking forward to this.
How's your recruiting been so far?
It has been a mixed bag. I've gone a couple of walk-ons, 172 and 159, but
It's pretty
I
good.
haven't gotten a chance to. All my other offers are all TBA'd, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit before I get any of my impact recruits.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people can relate with that one. What about you, L?
Yeah, I just got number 70.
Nice.
Ryan Brown just on an auto, which is great. I have only 2 scholarships to fill, and I'm waiting because I think the first recruit in the queue list for voting is Kevin DeGand. So that
It
would
is
fill.
Kevin. It is Kevin DeGand. Well, no, there's actually a grad transfer, but you're not gonna
Oh,
answer it.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yes, DeGand is second.
So that would fill my 2 scholarships, and then there's my kind of Hail Mary type of recruits on the top 25 that it's like, okay, the values seem good for USC, and if I get one of these recruits, I can afford the loyalty penalty.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
So if one of those hits, I got, I think, number 20, number 22, and number 25. If one of those hits, then that's great, and if not, I'm really happy with getting number 70 and potentially the Gand. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that
DeGand's got a
sounds.
good build, doesn't he?
Yeah, I with the Gand, I targeted it like super early in my recruiting process, and I just saw like he was like by far the best shooter in this class. And of course, you know, lead camp happened, and a lot more people found out about him, and so. But I actually ended up. He had a super early closing time, so I had only competition from Florida State, who also double visited him. So um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but definitely more competition than I expected for a guy in the 80s. But his build is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it's very very impressive for especially for like a mid tier 4 star.
Okay, well, I guess I'll talk about mine now. I've had I don't know, it's been a tumultuous, I guess, recruiting cycle where I like burned 2 school visits on guys that like you needed to use your school visit on at the beginning, so I was down to immediately. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I've aimed a little bit too high, I think. I only have 2 spots to fill, but it's, I don't know, I might end up with nobody, which would be a bit unfortunate, but we'll see how that goes. I just had one 5 star close, Scott Gross, which I'm not sure if I should have visited him, but I was like, why not? And I just did it. So,
Ooh, looks like the music album grad transfer just closed. We have a bunch of pitches there.
oh yeah, that's an interesting one with
Oh,
We
I
have
I
like
want to
we have 4 guys with double visits on him.
damn.
uh, I want to see like which albums people pick.
Yeah, the one
Like,
that Joseph picked was wild.
oh, let me see. I'm going.
Okay.
All right, are we good now?
Yeah, so I guess we can talk about some recent commitments.
So let's begin with number 45, the highest recruit. That is Tulio Becker, and he committed to Hawaii on auto.
So Tulio Becker. I guess I can wait. I could share my screen with you guys. Actually, you can look at.
Tulio Becker is a very good short range shooter. He's awful from deep, and he's a mid tier athlete with a small defensive IQ.
Yeah, that is a. Wait, are you guys on my stream? Because I can have the stats there. I guess you have the stats on your own end, but yeah, that's an interesting build. Like very very bad 3 point shooting, but he is a solid athlete. Good
Yeah, and,
good ball
and
handler.
and I think like for me, Hawaii has clearly the top 6, 7 guys that are going to be like their starting lineup for next year. So I don't think they expect him to contribute right away. And so someone who's a good athlete, but might haven't learned how to shoot yet, but can put the ball on the floor. So might be like a bet for the future. Something like, okay, if I have this player who has decent size, is a good athlete, if he learns how to shoot, he can be a starter in 1 or 2 years. And since I don't think they need him to contribute right away as a starter to have a good team, I think that's a pretty decent bet.
Yeah, I agree there. They have
Definitely.
solid players. They do have a lot of guards,
Yeah.
but
Hawaii's gonna be good this year, even if he isn't an instant contributor.
yeah, I agree with that one.
So next up, we have number 52. He was supposed to be a pitch battle between Florida and Houston, but Houston rescinded, and that's Robert Lohorn. So sorry, Florida rescinded. So it's an auto to Houston, and I really like his build. He looks really good.
Yeah,
He's a great
crazy
defender.
athlete.
He's a very good athlete.
Yeah, it is a bit. I mean, I think he'll just really thrive as a defender, but I feel like he is kind of useless on offense because he can pass, but he also doesn't have great offensive IQ.
Yeah, it's
so.
at the pure point kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll
Yeah,
develop really well.
I think for Houston, like you can see in their current roster that they really value this type of players. Everybody has kind of a perimeter defender trait. Everybody has kind of an athlete trait. So it's kind of adding more of the same to the mix to, them making themselves strong in that area of perimeter defense. They have, for me, the thing is that they seem to have a ton of guys that, can play the 2 and the 3 and can play off the ball, but I don't know who handles the ball there.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
and
Yeah.
Lowhorn seems to have like a good passing rating and a decent decent offensive IQ rating for freshmen. So I wonder if the idea is to have him like running the point in the future, because
Yeah, I
I
think
don't really
could.
trust any other guys to like really be a guy that gets you like 4 assists per game.
Yeah.
Well, not to interrupt, but we have a live commit happening right now. The JUCO Eric Barkley has autoed to Colorado.
It's good for. I'm assuming it's
Why
good
don't you
for
look at his
Melch.
build real quick? Maybe we can get an
Yeah.
instant
Eric
assessment.
Barkley, he's I mean, looks like he's a junior right now, rising senior. So he's in his last year. He has 67 overall, so that's pretty high. I mean, yeah, he looks good on defense, good on offense. Just like a very solid big man.
Especially for the Colorado team that's losing so much, he's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, maybe he's so good that Scott Gross won't start, which would be a shame.
But yeah, Colorado. This guy, he could be a grad transfer because JUCOs can grad transfer. So this may not be his only year of eligibility.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Definitely.
they need him badly.
I
Like,
mean,
Colorado
needs everything badly.
They have nothing.
They have nothing. Their biggest center returning is the other Marcus Davis, not the better one, but one that I think he was like in the 300s a few recruiting classes ago.
Yeah.
And he's a 36 overall.
Yeah, 36
So,
overall. Not good.
It's always a good day when the guy you got almost doubles the overall of your current
Yeah,
starter.
that is very, very true.
So definitely something that was needed for Colorado, that they have almost nothing on roster.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, one thing I did want to say about Houston before we went to that is it is interesting. I find they don't really have any great shooters on their team. They have Kasim Lodwick. He's all right, but not like an outstanding shooter, like 60s barely. And then Jeremy Gary's also decent, but nobody really that great on their team, which is interesting because who was the guy they got? I didn't have it there. Whoever it was, he's also a really bad shooter, but we'll see how they do.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 55, Deron Hart, coming into Gonzaga. So let's see what he's looking like.
Yeah, Duron Hart, we have him here. He's a good shooter, good athlete. Yeah, he seems like a very solid player.
Well-rounded guy.
Yeah, definitely a good athletic build with strength being lower because strength can prog more than speed and jump.
Yeah, I noticed that Gonzaga, they have they have a pretty balanced lineup, but they don't have any shooting forwards on the team, so it'll be nice to get that in there. I mean, they should be very strong, and they'll be at the top of the PCC most likely with guys like Curtis Johnson and Jonathan Byers leading them. But again, like Hart isn't going to be an instant contributor, but like you could see him starting as early as a sophomore year if he progs well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
they're weak.
for me, he's gonna play. He seems to have some traits that I would associate with a four, like with a power forward, because of even though he's only 6'5", like has really good leaping ability, has the strength, has really good rebounding. So I wonder if they kind of use him as this undersized four, and their current the top four guys of them are either guards or wings. So he's not necessarily a big, but I would think that they, that team would ask him to do a lot of things that a big or at least a forward would do, given his current build.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to check out Gonzaga's offer list because they are pretty weak, to be honest. Like, I guess some of these are young guys.
They TBA'd everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's not gonna help looking at
Like
their
if
offer
we
list.
want to read if we want to read their current list, it would take the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, in fairness, at least he did his TBAs before 24 hours passed.
Yeah. In fairness.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I think he should be all right of a player. Anyways, next guy. The next guy is Jarvis Lawal. He originally came into Arizona, but thanks to L, we found out that Arizona offered edited his pitch late, which means he autoed to San Diego State, and that was a bit unexpected. But I think he should fit in pretty well with the San Diego State team.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his stats right here, he's a great athlete and rebounder, also a good passer. Seems like he's weird combination almost for a shooting guard. Good inside, bad outside shooter, but someone that could definitely improve.
Yeah, whenever someone has that, he is around the 80s in jumping and around the 70s in speed. You have a good athlete there, and you can build around if he can develop and build around those skill sets, and he has some passing ability. If he can put it all together, not a bad offensive IQ. Obviously, the 3-point shooting is the biggest question mark, but if he can put it together, and I think that San Diego State seems to have a pretty decent core of guards between Isaiah Catron and Romer and Sander. So he would be their fourth, fifth best guard in as a
Yeah.
freshman. So like they can afford to give him one more year, give him like 10 minutes off the bench, and maybe in 1 year he learns how to shoot and becomes this athletic combo guard. So like really
Yeah.
interesting, really interesting get from an athletic standpoint.
Definitely seems
Yeah,
more
and
of a
yeah,
cover.
Aztecs, they just made the NT finals, and they're always good. Like they always seem to be making deep runs. They're just super underrated, and I think they'll continue this year as well.
I mean, yeah, looking at their team, they have 3 sophomores and a freshman that should be starting for them, and it's just like they're gonna be good and probably good for like a while with this. It's not like they're a bunch of
Yeah.
old guys.
Man, I would have had Jacob Sander if I offered him last year. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, he seems pretty decent.
Okay, next guy we have is Alexandre Parker. He was a Delaware auto. Let's see what he looks like.
Okay, well, he's a center. He's tall. He's mostly a good shooter.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Good rebounder. Decent IQs for a freshman. Not particularly athletic, but I don't know if this is the case like in NCBCA, but in my mind, like when you're a center, you don't need to have the best
Yeah, usually big
athleticism.
men and Zen GM don't have great athletics, but I mean, as a whole, Delaware actually played pretty well last year, and they could legitimately make some noise. Like I think we could be like a 20+ win team this year because they have they have a really young core, and
Oh yeah.
Ethan's done a good job of building up the team, and I think that they could make a run this year if they get some good progs. I think it's a good pickup for him, especially when they only have um, oh wait, never mind. I thought I misread it, but yeah, the more height you can get on your team, the better. And I think that Parker should fit in well with this team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super young.
and he fits really well with the current center they have because they have Divine Sunderhouse,
Oh, he's
and
massive,
he's
77 height.
yeah, and he's like strictly a guy that you want under the basket. So you have this guy who is already have what a 41, 42 3-point rating. So you want him to see get that 3-point rating up and provide some spacing. And you have two massive dudes there who can rebound the
Oh
basketball.
no. Oh my
What?
God. Kansas just scholarship to 3-star.
No shot.
Larry Pascoe.
I
What?
was looking at him before actually. I'll pull him up right here really quick.
He's
Oh
156
yeah.
in the class.
I mean, he's a good athlete, great defensive IQ, great rebounder, but for a
But
shooting
do you
guard,
really? I'm not sure if using if scholarshiping this guy is the best move,
I mean,
honestly.
what was stopping him from preferred walking on him, you know?
Because apparently Brock was going to kill him in value, so that's why it's scholarship.
Okay, let me take a look at his values. His values 5 pro potential and 3 playing time, 3 prestige. Yeah, I guess Brock wins pro potential
So
prestige.
are we talking about the same Kansas that just won the national
That just
championship?
won the national championship.
Yeah,
What the fuck are
you know,
we doing
I don't want to get into my
scholarship?
PWO
Yeah.
He
rant
talked to me
anyways,
about this a little bit, but he says he knows what he's doing. So I'm not quite. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he just won the championship. But
Oh, of
this is not.
course.
This is a bit unexpected, to be sure.
I frankly, I don't know. I think it's insane. I mean, like, even if it's just such a risk because if he doesn't have a good prog, like, if he has like I don't know even a +8 or something, like he's a 43, he's useless. Like he will never like do anything, you know. So
Yeah, he needs to prog at least +30 in his first 2 years to be anything.
I mean that's like it straight. I think he just cuts him if he doesn't have a good prog, like straight up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's worth the loyalty hit almost.
Yeah, all right. The next guy we have is number 61, Abdul Roberts. He was an auto to Kentucky, and Kentucky was the only school that offered him.
I can kind of see why he's. I mean, he's like skilled, but he's also really short. But he's
Yeah.
like he's a good player. I mean, he'll definitely be a
Kentucky's
contributor.
been filling up a lot on lower 4-stars, so like they've already got all of their scholarships filled in. So I wonder how he's gonna fit in.
Yeah, it is an interesting strategy because I feel like that is viable if you do a lot of them in like 1 to 2 classes. If you fill up most of your spots, so
I don't know
Yeah.
how I don't know how I feel about him because for me he's kind of a guy that's decent at everything but not good at anything.
yeah,
So like he's okay, has decent speed and jump ratings, but that's why what I expect from a guy that has 15 height.
yeah. I mean, he's
Um,
5'10".
Yeah.
Not exactly
Yeah.
a shooter, not exactly a passer. Like even though the offensive IQ is interesting, so I don't know. Like it's I mean with all the players, they are bets and you bet on them to develop. So you could say, okay, he's already decent at a bunch of stuff. So if he develops as a specialist in one area, have kind of a baseline in talent in other skills, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna have the immediate impact that you would expect from a
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
ranked
So
this high.
I have an fully loaded expert pulled up, and yeah, they have 9 high school commits. So it's not
Wow.
just what they have in
Wow.
Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah, with
And
walk ons too.
Roberts is by far the best of them all. So like it's all low 4-stars apart from him.
Yeah. Wait, do they have how many other low force? Because I know they got Luxa Stojakovic,
They
but
have one, two, three, 4 low 4-stars, another 45 overall, Roberts, and then two walk-ons.
Okay, that seems almost crazy because right now, if they add four, if they, I guess they're planning on cutting some of their other
Yeah,
walk-ons
they have
because
four extra roster spots right now, or four like they're four over the limit.
yeah, I mean, and that's they would have to cut one of their current walk-ons, I think, to make room for them. I don't know how many scholarships they have exactly, but
Right. Anyways,
I don't
number six. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
know. I don't know if if you guys want to get into this question, which is more like the macro question of recruiting and roster management, but you know, I don't really see the benefit of having like four scholarships, five scholarships on the same season.
you know,
I'm more of a like stagger scholarships, and eight divided by four is two scholarships per year. So I try to kind of keep it that way, so I don't have like a massive exodus of
I'm not sure if
scholarship.
he's planning on it because I think this is a viable strategy, but most people who like are using it could just do better. But I think if you're going to be recruiting lower four stars, then I think it is, if you want to succeed, I think it is best to get like one or two classes of them at the same time so you can eventually have a team full of juniors and seniors. Because that's when you get a lower four star, they're not projected to be that good until they're a junior or senior. So if you can get them to all line up, you'll have a deep quality team at the same time. So I think it is a good strategy to go for.
Yeah. All right. So the next commit is number 63, Robert Bolden. He is a Pitt commit.
Roger Bolden, I got him here. Yeah, he's a.
He's got a good build. This is a well-rounded guy.
I
Good
don't
athlete.
like his build, to be honest. I feel like he's who's the. I feel like he's like San Diego State guy, but almost worse. Because San Diego State guy, Javal Lewis. I mean, I guess they're like similar athletes, but I think Bolden, he's a worse passer. He's a little bit better of a shooter, but I feel like for a guard, he just doesn't really have great guard skills.
For
But
me, he's kind of a slightly taller version of Abdul Roberts, who we just talked about from Kentucky. Like a slightly bigger, more athletic, but not particularly good at anything.
yeah,
Like decent at everything, but like I don't think he has a skill that he can hang his
Yeah, I
hat on.
mean, Pitt should be good. Like, Pitt will probably make the NT this year, but we'll see how this guy pans out.
yeah. I mean, I think looking at his build, it's just like, what do you want him to be really as a guard? Like, because he's not going to be a shooter probably ever. I mean, maybe, but and he's not going to be a great ball distributor. Like, he could end up getting better at those aspects of his game, but really, I just think he's kind of like, what do you do with him there? Like, he could be good. Don't get me wrong, but it is a bit confusing to me.
Now we're taking a little bit of a dive. We are going to number 67, Marcus Felix, who was a
Marcus.
Northwestern commit.
Yeah, I mean, he's really tall. That's good.
Yeah, and he's from Chicago too, so he's keeping up the pipeline. But like, other than that height, he's not very good.
I mean, it's one of those things where his skill set doesn't really work with his body, I guess. Like
Yeah, that's true.
you put him in
I
the
mean,
paint and he can't do anything really.
yeah, but they definitely need the center because they have only one current center on their roster, and he's not very good. So they definitely needed him like at least some sort of big man to commit, and this is probably the best they could get realistically hope for.
You know who this actually seems like? This seems like a weak, like, or not weak, but a bad, a little bit worse on defense. Chet Holmgren, not strong, a good outside shooter, good at like ball handling, but it's
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, but I just love guys with 70 or plus height and 40 or plus jumping.
yeah. I mean,
Like
he is
th-
7'3".
like those are my guys. So I understand like if you I don't really know a lot of the ins and outs of Northwestern, but some teams like don't really put a lot of emphasis in the center position. Northwestern seems to be a team like that's loaded up at the guard positions, so maybe they run their offense through the perimeter and just need a guy there to be tall and catch rebounds and block shots. So if that's the case, then you know
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
I
I can
feel
see it
like it's
working.
pretty decent.
I think it will be a tough spot for him coming in as likely starting center, but
I
I think
like how Northwestern has two guys named Ricardo.
yeah,
Spelled
Ricardo
the same
Rigetti,
as well.
Ricardo Coldabella.
All right,
I
so
think
next
I
up.
think we missed number 64 though from
Oh
Oklahoma.
yeah, you're right. Rashid Thompson from he's an Oklahoma commit. I think that's a good one to point out.
Do I have him on here? Rashid Thompson. Let me pull him up.
I can fill
I
fill
I
in
think this is a
and talk
solid
about
guy.
him
Yeah,
because
I mean,
I
he's a good
really
player.
like his build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
this is a good build.
he's pretty awesome. Like he's can play as a small forward, 6'5", really great speed and jump ratings. 58 3-point shooter. Like I like this guy. I think if you like put him at the four, you can play him at the four like as a stretch big. I think he can collaborate on the interior. He can get rebounds. He can defend a bit. Um, Not a guy that's gonna do a ton on the ball, but as an off-ball guy, I think he's pretty awesome and super athletic. So
Yeah, Oklahoma is going to be good this year. They got a pair of grad transfers in Kevin Simmons and Dre Morris. Like they'll, like I will be shocked if they don't make the N team.
agreed. They are good. I mean, they were good last year.
I remember that. Remember when they shot like
Oh my God, yeah,
70% from three.
that was wild. That game.
All right. So next up we have number 70 Ryan Brown, who just committed to USCL. So let's get your perspective on this one right away.
yeah, for me, he was more of an opportunity type of guy that I really liked his athletic build, and I think one of the things that we liked on our team is athleticism. The first few years I try to get like more skilled players in terms of guys that can shoot, guys that can pass and put the ball on the floor. But I didn't have a ton of guys that can, you know, dominate physically or have that combination of size and mobility. And so I think with Ryan, that's what he provides. And also, I did it thinking for the next few years with all the international players coming up, having a success story from a guy from Finland, might
Good
come
point.
in handy for guys from Finland, Norway, Sweden, which are the latter two are countries that continuously send players to college. So, yeah,
What if they
thinking
hate
of
you though? Because they're rivals. Maybe they don't want to go to
Yeah,
school where
I
the
mean,
Finn
yeah, I
is.
think he'll fit in well. Number 72 is Lawrence Parks. He is another Northwestern commit.
Lawrence Parks. Let's get this up. Lawrence Parks. He's wow. He's
Oh wow,
good.
this is a great build for a 4-star.
I mean, he is a
Wow,
bit of
he hits the
a
jackpot.
tweener because he's like a good shooting guard in the side, like the height of a point guard, where it is tough to have a six
Yeah,
foot
no,
tall.
I mean, it's having that combination of speed and shooting for a guy who's in the 70s is a great find, honestly.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me actually of well, not exactly the same, but I have a guy on my team, Anthony Berry, who was a 4-star last year, and he's same where he's really short and really athletic. And even though he's not quite as good, but he doesn't have many guard skills, but he still did pretty well. So I think that a guy like this can definitely turn out well. I want to look
And
at
I
Anthony
think
Berry.
this is Northwestern adding more of what they already got because, like we said on a previous recruit, their main guys are all guards and 3-point shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So they are kind of adding more firepower to what they already do, which is a ton of guys that can shoot. And I don't know. I think it's always good to have a kind of a system and have guys who fit that system.
Yeah, they were a good
So
3-point shooting team last year.
so yeah, I think I targeted Parker. I ended up rescinding because I don't have the roster spots anymore. But he's a really really great guy for the 70s.
All
Totally.
right. So number 73 is Matthew Pereira. He is
Oh.
an Arizona State commit.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. I just want to talk about him because I was actually looking at him first. I offered him. I got someone to TBA him. I wanted him as a backup, and then I forgot to get him extended one last time. And I think he's incredibly athletic,
Yeah, this guy
good in
can
the paint.
jump.
He's a good
Wow.
player. I wish I could have had him. It was really. The reason I was looking at him in the first place actually is because he went to high school like right next to where I went to high school, and
Oh, nice.
he was born in the same. I was born in his hometown, but it is a shame I couldn't pick him up because he does seem like a good player.
Yeah, definitely.
Just good
And I
stereotypical
think
build.
I think he's gonna start as a freshman for Arizona
Yeah,
State.
Arizona
because-
State's not good. They need him to start.
and they don't have anything in terms of size. So
Oh yeah,
he's-
and their only center's a 59 in height, so he'll be an instant starter.
yeah, like that's an absolutely great get. And if I like players with 70 over 70 in height and over 40 in jumping, this guy is what, an 80 in jumping,
81.
and 63 in height. Damn, like and he knows how to stuff with the ball in his hands because the over 50 in both dribbling and passing. So I think he can develop as this kind of slasher type
Yeah,
of
for sure.
big wing, and if he learns how to shoot, it's game over. But seems to be a long way to go for that.
Okay,
Alright.
this is a bit of a off to the side, but I did not know Arizona State was in the Big 12. I thought they were PCCA. I don't know.
I know when I had my number 1 overall seed when I won the Big 12 regular season title, they upset me in the second round, and they were
Wow.
they were worse than they were this year.
That's crazy.
All right, so number 74 is Eddie Goss. He was a commit to Arkansas.
Eddie Goss. Let's see. Fallen. Coach Racist
Ooh,
picking
he
up a
is
recruit.
not that good. He is not that good of a player. Like, he does not do anything well.
Yeah, I mean, he's another contradiction of a player where he has good size, but he's not a
He doesn't
great
rebound.
defender. Yeah, he doesn't rebound, not particularly athletic. He can shoot. I guess I could see them putting him as like a stretch 4 type player where he can kind of do some work with the ball. He can play on the perimeter. But I don't think if you're looking for a big, which I guess they have plenty of bigs, so maybe they were intending for him. I mean, Jesus Christ, their entire center, power forward, center, power forward, center, power forward.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe they want him to play on the perimeter because they need it.
Yeah, I don't know where to start, but I think, let me put it this way, I think they desperately need to get some perimeter players right away.
Surely, yeah.
Because they have Tracy Clark, who is awesome, who can do everything, and then no one else who can shoot. So, they can all kind of shoot, but not like put up 5 threes per game at a 30-something percent.
No
clip.
kidding. All right. So I'm thinking that we end this segment at when we head to number 90. So we have 5 more guys, and then we'll go to Walk Ons, and we'll talk about some crystal balls for
Yeah,
some top guys.
We're already
All
at
right.
30
So number
minutes.
75 is Philip Lowe, and he just committed to SMU. And it's
Lowe.
Philip with 2 P's at the end.
Interesting spelling. Oh, and LO.
Ooh, he's tall. He's tall.
It's not that. I mean, he's 6'10". Like he's not a.
Yeah, he fits your criteria, L. 40 plus jumping, 60 plus height.
But I mean, he's another player where it's like he's like a tweener. He's like in between being a center and like more of a power forward. I don't know. Players like these
Yeah,
are weird to me.
He might start year 1.
Yeah.
He can put the ball on the floor. That's what I offered him, and Now he can put the ball on the floor. He has over 15 both dribbling and passing. So I'm interested in that versatility at that height. That opens up. If you got a guy at 6'10" that can pass the ball and create his own drives, and you can just surround him with shooters. You don't have to worry about getting a point guard. You can just have two shooting guards out there and kill everyone with size. So, if he develops, I think that versatility that he offers is super valuable. And also, like you said, I think he's starting this year. Um, yeah, I'm
I mean,
looking at.
SMU, I think, is a dark horse. They have some good guys. It's a very young team. Their core is all sophomores, and they have a really good guy in Wayman Watkins. So if they get good prog, they could actually be a dark horse NT team. And I think that this guy, Philip Lowe, probably starts year one over Aristides Zizis.
Yeah, I wonder what SMU's other offers are looking like, because they do look like they have a, like, I just
They have
checked, and
potential.
I mean, yeah, all their sophomores. They have 4 sophomores who are already really solid starters who are just gonna get better. So, I mean, their starting lineup is gonna be crazy. Their bench is not gonna be crazy, especially with not great progs coming from any of the juniors likely. And then
No.
yeah, so they have no depth. Hopefully, they're trying to build on it with this. How many scholarships do they have right now? They have.
Hold on, let me check
I'm on the
real
page.
quick.
They have 4 scholarships right now.
So no, that's the wrong page because we have the JP. So SMU has.
No, after the commit they have more, but before.
No, they have 3 scholarships open.
Yeah, including this commit, right?
Okay, yeah. But yeah, they could add some good guys. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
So-
they're in on GTs, but that would be big. Yeah, it would be good.
So the next guy up is number 76, Chris Curry, committed to Kentucky, and he looks good. He is tall and
Oh,
he
yeah.
can jump. He can shoot as well.
I remember that guy. I was thinking about pitching him, and I'm gonna be like, saying something about his name, which probably wouldn't have been original, but he is kind of like the Curry of big men.
I think for me, like, he's super interesting because of that combination of size and shooting. My question would be, like, how much is he going to contribute as an actual big man? Because I don't really like his rebounding rating or his dunks rating. So seems more like a big wing than an actual, like, center.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, really big wing.
Yeah, but I think having those guys who are 6'8", 6'9", and can space the floor are really interesting. And he seems to be like one. I don't want to say one of the best shooters in this class, but for his size, like one of the best. Those types of stretch 4 type of bigs.
Yeah, and well-rounded too. I mean, he's like 7 feet tall. Like, he's crazy tall.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take a little. We're going down the board. We got 3 left. So next up is number 88, Howard Wickware, who committed to Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean, looking at him, he seems like he'll be a good offensive player.
Yeah, he can shoot, but not that much else.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at his build, he seems like he'll just be like a solid, like, 6th man type player. He'll come off.
But the thing with UConn is that they have 7 scholarships, so they need to get these low guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's going to be more of a 4th man because they have
with their
literally
team.
4 guys on roster.
With their team.
Jordan Carlson, what a legend.
Yeah, I fear I have heard Coach Woda saying he might cut him, which would be truly a travesty. But
He's gonna proc like plus 20 this year, and then he'll be so sad.
yeah, he'll be 35 overall.
Yeah, he'll be like a walk-on basically. But yeah, I mean, this guy fits their system, and they need him. So if Connecticut lands more scholarships, he probably won't need to play. But as it stands right now, he's going to have to probably be their starting shooting guard on day 1.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so next up, UC Santa Barbara commit Dallas Wallace.
Yeah, so UCSB, they got like 5, 6, I don't know how many scholarship low 4 stars.
Yeah, they got
today.
7 last night.
Yeah.
And Wallace isn't bad.
Yeah, no, he's slow, but I mean, he's big, so it's not that big of a deal. Good jumper, good inside. I mean, I think he's a if he works on his IQ, he'll be a good four.
Yeah, he looks like an undersized type of four. I like when bigs have good ratings in bigs type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like this that 76 in rebounding,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be huge. Like really good rating in dunks and layups. Um, I, not like a non 3 point shooter, but I don't know how much he's gonna space the floor in year one. But if he has like the natural development of a freshman, I think I can see him like shooting two or three threes per game. So yeah, really interesting for them for a new program, and I think he's probably automatically the third best guy on the roster right away. Um,
Well, they got 7 scholarship. I'm looking at the updated roster. They have
Yeah, I think it'll
seven
depend on the
guys
prog.
between 40 and 42 overall.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, wait, actually, they have a young team. Actually, kind of not bad. If they
Yeah,
have good
they
progs,
won't
of
make
course.
the NT this year, I bet, but they'll maybe be NIT in
I mean,
NIT round.
they look like a team that's next year will just have like 960s, like, which there's something of value to that. If they don't have any top end talent, that is rough. But David Miller, he's good. He was a 62
Yeah.
overall freshman.
All right, and the final guy in this segment is 90 James Neal. He committed to Mississippi State.
James Neal. Let's see. He's a
Mississippi
center.
State, new coach Zyrock. Well, not new, but like he is new to Mississippi State, and they added Alberto Alonso. I mean, no, actually not, but they're in the running for Alberto Alonso. He's a good grad transfer, and this guy, he will likely start at center from day one.
Uh, Good chance of that. Yeah, looking at their team, they're not good returning talent wise.
Yeah, I mean Newman. I mean, almost certainly Neal will outprog Newman.
Yeah, they're 93rd in returning talent.
and he's kind of an unorthodox center because like he's tall, he can jump, not super mobile, but he has a really good passing rating, really decent 3 point shooting rating for his size. So I see him kind of playing as a big on the perimeter, like passing the ball, getting the ball to teammates, and shooting the occasional three. And again, like kind of an unorthodox build for his size because he's like rebounding ratings are awful, but again, it's not so much about positions, but about um, the mix of skills you have on the floor at all times. So if you have a guy with that size that can pass and shoot, that's always valuable, especially for a team like Mississippi State that desperately needs skills and talent.
And don't foul him either, because he's insane free throw
Yeah.
compared to everything. I feel like we haven't seen anyone
No
like
kidding.
that.
All right, so it's time. So now we are going to take a look at the best guys, at the best walk-ons that have already committed. So do any of you guys want to start off with this section?
Let's see. I don't actually have
Yeah,
a very up-to-date
I can
list.
start. This is a really deep cut, but one of the guys that I was super interested in early is number 235, Lucas Stojacic, who committed to VCU. Um, just because of, again, I like the build of
Ooh,
really
yeah.
good height number, really good jump numbers. He's
And can he rebound?
67 height and 79 jump.
Yeah, he
So
looks like a
that-
player who'd really outperform their overall.
That combination is what I live for. is it's all I want. So I think this is the type of guy that you redshirt year one, and year two he has that interior defender trait, and you give him like 10, 12 minutes off the bench, and he puts like 1.2 blocks per game on that short amount of minutes, and maybe develops into that sort of starting five that can protect the rim and rebound. So for the 235th recruit, like that's great value. So he's one of my favorites.
We got a live recruit now. The grad transfer Sam Smallwood just committed to
to Connecticut.
Wait, no, I wanted somebody to pitch that. That would have been a fun one. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, it might not have been that good. The concept of the storyline was good. I don't know if the pitches would have been good.
This is a weird guy. Like
He's
his values are odd.
yeah, I mean, he's in like really good inside, but yeah, I mean, great passer, good point guard.
I mean, UConn will get all the guys they can get, so he'll definitely be their best player from the back.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so I had a guy in mind, and he hasn't committed yet, but there is someone who will likely get him because they have a 50-90 out for them. But it is Chad Hobbs.
Ooh, Chet Hobbs. I remember looking at him.
He is
Wow.
insane.
Wow, ridiculous athlete. One of the worst shooters I have
But
ever
the thing
seen.
is, he's going to be a fiend defensively, like,
Yeah.
and as well, like, like I was talking to Pork and Saw about him, and like when your shooting is that bad, you won't ever rely on it. So honestly, it's better to have bad shooting than mid shooting because
That's actually true.
they'll just never shoot.
Yeah, they know their weaknesses.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy, he like Takeas Nixon. So Takeas Nixon, he was I believe 164 in 2063, and I got him because he was a four location from Iowa, and he had 91 speed, 92 jumping as a walk-on.
Wow.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, and I mean he's 59 overall now. Not bad. Has potential.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now he's like he's an insane athlete. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's ridiculous.
one of the best walk-ons I've ever seen.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give a shout out to a guy I was looking at, but sadly he got PWO'd. He's 33. I don't know what number he is, but that means he's probably like in the 170, 180 range. And it's Phil Lane. Actually, he's 190. Phil Lane, he was just a solid big. Like he's tall. He has good jumping. He's good inside, good rebounding. Not the greatest IQs, but I thought he was just a really, like, for his overall, I thought he would have been a very solid player. But sadly could not get him.
Yeah,
But-
he's a good. Yeah, he'll be like for a guy that low, that's a good find you can get.
Let's see if there's any other. It is interesting looking at the players that have badges at, like, walk-in level, like Kavarius Doby. Like, he's a crazy athlete. Another instance of crazy athlete, bad shooter, but not as good of a build as the guy you were talking about. Let's
Yeah,
see.
so let's move on to the final big part. So that is crystal balls. So yeah, I mean, I think the number one guy, the highest 5-star that has closed is Devontae Stanback, number 5. So does
Oh,
someone want to take a
yeah.
look at him?
Yeah, I'll pull him up here. It was actually interesting because I wrote like a small thing about predicting where the top 5 recruits would go, and I mean he was one of them. So
You said Purdue, but Purdue didn't even offer.
yeah, I wasn't sure. Well, I said if Purdue offers Purdue. I didn't say that.
So
would
I'll
be
tell you
Purdue.
who's offered him. So we got 3 offers. We got Delovitz from all of them. Iowa State, Kansas, and Creighton.
Iowa State, Kansas,
Oh.
Creighton.
Without going into the offers and thinking about the values and the location, I would be inclined to go if this was NCCFL and we were with values. I think Kansas would have really good.
I'll tell you, I'm not gonna. I mean,
Really-
I'm not gonna say anything because I'm JP. I don't want to accidentally give away
Oh,
my
yeah.
methodology. But he is a 5 location from Iowa, 4
Yeah.
playing time, 3 winning, 5 loyalty, and 2 prestige, and he has the values. Wants to play for his coach that is not cut a scholarship player, and wants to play at a school that has played in marquee non-conference games.
Okay, so I just want to
Oh.
say, sorry, I was reading my prediction. I said Iowa State if Jism was still there, and Jism is no longer there.
Oh yeah,
so
Jason would kill. Like I mean, even if I said Iowa, I believe I could probably win this guy, but I didn't.
yeah, I think the thing with Jism, he had good loyalty, right?
Oh yeah, he had 100 loyalty.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. And they were winning well, so I think that's just like, if Jism was there, straight lock. With Doom's a good coach. I haven't read any of the pitches, and I feel like if we were ever going to do
I
it, like,
haven't either.
if we were ever going to do our own crystal ball thing, like, just for crystal balls, we probably should just read them ahead of time so we can summarize them better. But I think looking at the values, Iowa State can win location, can win playing time, and I think it's just so hard to win when you will get he pitched so hard in loyalty because does he have a loyalty trait? I guess he hasn't cut a scholarship player.
Once played for a coach, has never cut a scholarship player.
Okay, so I think this would. Oh, who joined?
That's Gus.
Okay, I'm curious.
I mean, if there was no trait, obviously Creighton wins this easily, but the trait does make it a bit more difficult.
I'm curious what you think about this, Marcus, because for a trait would prefer to play for a coach that. Sorry. Okay, he needs to chill.
You cut out for a second.
My dog was barking, so I muted. But I might need to mute for a second actually. But for the trait, for the loyalty trait, does it hurt a coach if they've only coached 1 year since they've had less time to cut a scholarship player? If you know what I mean.
No, I mean it's all about how you pitch it, honestly. But I'm not a big fan of this trait because you would pitch. You would never cut a scholarship player if you're doing normal loyalty. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this pitch, and it's kind of hard to differentiate normal loyalty from the trait.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a guy. I haven't read any of these pitches yet. I've only voted on a couple guys, and they were both grad transfers. So I mean, this is a guy that could go anyway. Iowa State's got the edge in location. Creighton's got the edge in loyalty. Kansas has the edge in winning and prestige. So it's a toss-up. I mean, who knows who would win this guy? What are your thoughts on this one, Al?
Yeah, I think the key factors here are like playing time. Everybody has the same amount of scholarships. Open, everyone has 3 scholarships. I don't know now with the recent commitments and stuff, but they can all pitch that they will have a place for him. Obviously, Iowa State has a leg up in location. I haven't read the pitches, but if I were the Iowa State coach, I would have gone full Iowa. I don't know what I would have done, but try to differentiate. Okay, we are in your state, pride of playing for Iowa State and not playing for Kansas, not playing for Creighton. So yeah, it can go either way. I wonder if that 3 value in winning in such a tight race is not going to be a key factor that maybe
it could be like a tiebreaker.
Maybe sways a bit of attention to Kansas. That's why I don't rule out.
The problem
Kansas.
is that it's a trait, and the trait is wants to play with a team that has played marquee non-conference games. So that kind of eliminates the fact that Kansas just won the NT.
I mean,
what was I gonna say? I mean, I'm surprised Iowa didn't even offer him because Iowa has on paper very good values for him. But I think Brent has been having. I mean, I talked to Brent today. He's been having issues writing, so I guess that makes sense why he hasn't offered.
Yeah, I mean, for.
I can't hear you, Zach.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Same.
I'm unmuted now. Hello.
Yeah, you're very quiet.
Can you hear me? I turned my mic down. Oh my. Okay, wait, is this a good volume now?
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I forgot what I was going to say now. But yeah, so I'm looking at it, and I guess since this is one of the biggest probably crystal ball will do, I'll take a look at Iowa State's pitch for a second, see how. So, he talks about how the town is small. Yeah, he does go hard on the Iowa angle. Very, very... tough on that. I think one thing is if Doom manages to set him apart somehow in playing time, himself apart, I think he could be looking good. If he can win a 5 and a 4, that would definitely kind of push him ahead a bit. Oh yeah, and Marcus, I did want to say, he does have a very strong marquee non-conference game. Kansas does. Last year he played Cincinnati, so.
Okay. The next guy on the list is number 6. Number 6 only received 2 offers. A double visit from Dogwood, and just a normal pitch from Duke. So just on paper, you would say that Georgia would win this, but I also haven't read the pitches.
Doesn't Kansas have an offer too? He pitched.
That's a fake offer.
Oh, okay. I did not. Whoops. Got me there.
I mean, I wrote a full pitch for this guy, and I could have dropped it, but I decided not.
I mean, let's look at the values. He is pretty much a prestige campus life guy. Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, and
I feel like-
that's what Xavier had.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Xavier's campus life is
Oh
like.
no, Brent just retired from Iowa.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did see. Oh yeah, I was about to say
Oh,
he had a press
fuck
conference
me.
coming up. He has a. I saw. I was gonna say something earlier. He had a press conference.
It's a shame, man. Who will continue my legacy?
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, I
maybe.
mean, this guy, like, I would also, but be aware that there's a lot of twos. Like, if you can win twos, like if what's his face, if Georgia only focused on 4 and 3 and Duke hit the twos heavy, he could make up some ground.
Yeah, I think that is a fair point to make. I mean, they're so close in prestige that it is like. I don't know. I mean, I think Duke could, even though he's technically lower prestige, I feel like Duke could still like pitch past stuff, even if it's not rating. So I think they're kind of even there. Campus life, I think that's just up to the pitcher, and then the twos could.
Yeah, but he has a trait though, the campus life being the dorm life.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics of Georgia. I feel like anybody can say their dorms are crazy good, but
Yeah. To me,
All right,
the
and
two,
next. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Al.
no, to me, the two visit difference is kind of the key. And
Yeah.
I don't know like how you guys value it in the judging panel, but when I was back there, to me, when I had such a big difference between visits, I'm starting to look at the pitch on like, okay, what the guy with no visits needs to do to overtake Georgia. You know, so in looking like skimming through the pitches, I don't see like a huge difference. And also, this guy had a really low word count. I think. Oh no, he's an 890, but I don't know how in such a small number of words you could make up so much ground to, overtake a guy that double visited. So that's why I would lean Georgia in this case, but who knows?
yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
makes sense to me.
The next guy is number 10, Kai Johnson. Kai
That's-
Johnson has offers from UCLA double visit
And
San Diego
SDSU.
State. Oh, it's UCLA versus San
So
Diego
it's
State for this
1v1
guy.
here.
And he's
Okay.
from California, and from Pasadena, so
Let's see.
yeah.
Pasadena's more southern, right?
Without looking
Oh shit!
at
I
the
just
offers,
doxed myself, bro. On the fucking. No, Pasadena's LA. Bro, I think I just doxed myself.
I mean, this is like.
Without
man,
looking,
like,
as a California coach that has battled with Shell without looking at it, I wasn't even offering this guy because I knew he
Yeah,
had
I mean,
UCLA written all over it.
yeah, the loyalty kind of hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a toss-up. I haven't even touched these pitches yet, but like this is a legit toss-up because I think both these guys could win them with a good pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Jackman always seems mysterious to me. I don't know what he's up to, but I feel like he seems like he's sleeper good in a way where doesn't have a huge presence, but he seems like he's a good coach and can win. So I would definitely not count him out. I do think Shelby wins location and probably wins loyalty, but I don't know.
I could see Jackman making up ground in playing time because UCLA only has 2 open scholarships.
Yeah.
I will say this. I started reading the pitch from San Diego State, and the first 2 or 3 sentences are pure fucking fire. Like this is.
Oh
this
shit,
is,
you're not wrong.
This starts. This gets really wild really quick. So wow.
Yeah, I do think there is a big difference where
Wow.
San Diego State has a bona fide starting big in Tyshawn Cooper and in Matt Villarino, which I think could easily be anti-pitched because he has 2 easily starting caliber bigs where like he might eventually start Kai Johnson over them, but it's hard to guarantee that.
Yeah, but UCLA has Brandon Wiggins, and he's a freshman. So, I mean, this year they started 2 bigs as well. So
Yeah, but he's a freshman,
knows?
and Kai Johnson is already higher overall than Brandon Wiggins is like after his prog. So I don't think there's any danger of
Yeah,
Kai Johnson not
that's fair.
starting. Some
So
coaches.
now we take a little bit of a dip. The next guy is number 19, Anthony McDonald. So yeah, this is a very hotly contested recruit. We got double bids from Iowa State, double bids from Florida. Oh wait, never mind. No, I was thinking of Scott Gross. No, yeah, this is a strict 1v1 versus Florida and Iowa State.
Wow.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read the pitch. Like, I haven't read any of these pitches. I'm just gonna make that clear.
Actually, okay.
But you would say that Florida wins play loyalty easily, and what's his face, and Iowa State wins location easily.
Yeah, so I actually read independently. I read both of these guys' pitches for them. They when they were still writing them, and it's tough because I can't remember how harshly Pork tried to knock him on loyalty, because I feel like you can't win that as Iowa. Like it's just a free win. He doesn't even need to anti-pitch him. So I think Pork should win loyalty. Playing time should be pretty even.
Oh no! Wait!
No, the playing time trait. The playing time trait is huge.
Defensive game,
huge,
and Florida just
huge
has
for
the
Florida.
best defense
Yeah, of all time. Like
in history.
Yeah, so I feel like that trait really just gives it to Florida, since it's all about winning playing time. And yeah, Florida and the location trait. That's campus life trait. Campus life. I don't know how they pitched it, but I remember Pork did decently pitch it, because there is cool water activities that UF is affiliated, and there's like a lake on their campus, so they have definitely some water stuff.
All right.
Do we want to do?
No, I'm just looking.
Do we want to do
No,
26? No, don't.
I feel like, just to close it out with McDonald, like my first reaction was Florida pitching a 4-location guy from Iowa. I don't know about that, but getting into the specifics and reading through the pitch a bit, I would say they are in front. I would say they are in the driver's seat right now. So
Yeah, obviously I haven't read the pitches in a bit. I just don't see a world where Iowa State can win loyalty. I mean, maybe they're really impassioned, but even then, I mean, the loyalty score is way worse, and he just snaked. So, I mean,
yeah.
I wrote a nasty anti-pitch against Iowa State for a JUCO that his offer got invalidated for.
Nice.
I went
All right,
all in on
and
him.
the final 5-star here, number 26, Scott Gross. We've got double from Kansas, double from double from Pitt, and double from Colorado.
Colorado's pitch is a banger, dude. It's
Yes.
but
Yes.
I think we've all at least skimmed most of these. Just we were talking about it before, but I want to start by saying, this might not have been the best double visit for me, but I think I have a chance. We'll have to see how it goes, though. But I don't know.
What do you think about this one, Al?
He had such a weird kind of combination of values. So 5 playing time, 0 education, 4 prestige, and 3 campus life. So kind of 1 in location, so everybody can offer. 0 in education kind of takes out the educational powerhouses.
Tell that to Tulane.
I wouldn't have offered him so I guess it comes down to who can pitch him on, okay, this is going to be your role, this is how you're going to make an impact in this team, this is how many minutes you're going to play, and this is how prestigious we are. I don't know, it seems like a weird combination for me, and so that's why when you read through the list of teams that offered, you have a team from Kansas, a team from Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Colorado. So not a lot of geographical sense on the teams. Not a big geographical footprint in the teams that offered. And then from the pitches I read, I think Colorado really hit the nail with the playing time part, which is at the end of the day, I think what will sway the JP one way or the other. So that might be, with Colorado, I think they might be in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a valid point. I think I want to give my opinion as someone who offered him, and despite most people, I think they were right. Most people I talked to advised me not to double visit him, and I think that was a fair thing to say. I'm just gonna look at it from my point of view, where 5 playing time, we all have playing time to offer. I think Amelsh did a really good job at making his playing time like interesting to read and like a story, and I think it is good. But I feel like at the same time it wasn't as applicable to like now, where mine was more so. I think I quantified it well. Like I said, who like the number of people leaving, and I think I did come at it with a decent basketball analytical way of how he'll be playing the game with like our offensive scheme. So I think, might not be the best, but I think I do have a shot at playing time. Prestige, I didn't punt it. I might have even spent too much time on it because, I mean, I'm probably lower prestige than everybody pitching, and we don't have the best trait for it, which is traditions. Education, I always look for 0 education because Cincinnati is bad education. I feel like I can pitch it decently, where that one's kind of not a toss-up, but I think that I can beat the other 3. And then campus life. Campus life was an interesting one since this was the student government campus life trait, and I tried to go more like into not specifics, but like things that they've done. So I think I could definitely win campus life, education, and then if I could win playing time, which would be close, then maybe I could get. But yeah, I think having read the pitches, I feel like Amelsh and Colorado do seem to me like the person that would win it if it wasn't me. But yeah.
I mean, I think that wraps it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what's our time looking at? Yeah, we just hit an hour 5. I think
Good
we
stuff.
talked a lot about a lot of stuff. I don't know. I mean, we're just getting started on this podcast. I feel like for the future, in general, just for podcasting, maybe we can try and be a bit more specified, come in a bit more prepared. But I think it's a good start, and we're gonna keep it up.
Yeah, all right. Well, I guess to everybody who is tuning in, thank you for listening, and we'll be back on another episode sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely want to try and get something like either before recruiting or before everybody commits, and then one after that, something of the sort. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. You wanna finish this off, El?
Yeah, thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for having me today. And I don't know, have a good rest of recruiting season. We have do we still have a ton of guys closing now at 2 a.m. Eastern?
It's 12:15. It's 12:15.
No, I don't
Eastern.
think so. I think this was the last. I think the next wave of closes is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
A fun one that does close tonight. James Russell, the other 5-star that I'm
No,
on.
and somebody offered him.
You're kidding, bro. Well, you're right.
No.
UCSB offered him.
Bro, USB. He can't be serious, dude. UCSB. Wait. Okay, let's see.
All right. That's okay. We'll
okay.
figure it out.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think that'll wrap it up. Thanks for listening.
Later,
out.
guys.
Yeah.